the first time that I record a video, show how the configuration in the firewall. So um today I'm going to cover the topic how to configure um SL VPN for the client to establish the connection uh, on your home to access the resource in your organization using the Huawei Firewall as USG 6030. So into my uh, firewall first. Step one, you need to go to object and find the select navigate to the user and click on the authentication domain. So at here you need to define the one domain for your purpose. So here and for the testing, I just do the testing and click OK. And after that you will see the testing domain authentication here. And you can add the user or you can create the group and add the or users to this group. Okay, allow. So now for example I just define the group one, okay, and group one and click OK, and I create a user for the user one. User one is display name description. You want to uh, write something to remind you when you see this user. So at the user group, you can select to choose the group one that you created previously. Here is security group, but I'm not mention it here. I just to put the password. Please wait a bit. Enter the password. Okay. Please again. Okay. Oh, okay. Here is the user attribute. You can export in time. I think I select the networks and in what I can say it's no binding with the IP and MAC address or something like that. But I'm uh config here. Let's click OK. Okay. So now you have the one user in the group one in the domain testing. So here, if you have the authentication server, you can click here and create the Redis server and etc. So, but in this video, I'm not going to do this. I just to authentication in the local. So after you config add the user already, you go to the network, go to the network and navigate the SSL VPN. So and select SSL VPN. At here you need to click add and give the name for the SSL VPN. So I just to put the name as testing as well. Okay, I click the share and access there. I mean share results, something like that. At here you in the menu or you want to publish IP address, but then click the menu and enter the public IP of your the provided by the ISP. Okay. Run and okay. Here my public ISP, but I will hide this IP address for the privacy. And here is the port that's using for authentication with the SSL VPN server. So I'm changing this port to the another port to prevent the conflict with another switch in the firewall. So and using a 9999 something like this. Okay. Here is the domain name. A domain name your organization. And for here I just need example as well. Example.com. And here is the client CA certificate. If you have the certificate, you can by the third party something like that. But in here I'm not to config it. So and choose the none, and you can point your mouse version. You will so you mentioned it's none for the local or server location based on the domain name specify the domain name. Okay. Okay, anonymous is certificate or certificate challenge, something like this, and etc. So at the authentication domain at here, you choose the testing authentication domain that we create already in the user, navigate in the object, and navigate in the right, if left user at the previously. So and choose the testing for authentication domain, for the authentication domain. So here is the DNS that you needs to provide when the client authentication the VPN and successful, it will use the DNS IP address for the translate the IP names to the IP address. So can you 1111 for the Cloudflare, and this can DNS1 is H as for Google is secondary DNS. So is here is the port is tunnel port, it's tunnel port, sorry, tunnel port, and here is the maximum total user, maximum and the maximum concurrent user. Okay, here I can assign as maximum user as a 10, and uh concurrent user, maximum concurrent user is 10. The maximum total user is mean the new how many user that even how many user that they have for the SSL VPN, and the concurrent user is um for the when you config at the same time, when you change something in the firewall at the same time, it's 10. Uh, here is xt 100 after you config this SSL VPN. When you add the more SSL VPN is the minus follow what you config on the previous SSL VPN. So and go to the next here. So in this step is you need to select the SSL version for secure, but TLS 1.1 is not recommended because security risk. So we're gonna use the 1.2 above. Okay. After that, and here a system timeout is mean the term that you inactive when you connect the SSL VPN. Inactive the 5 minute is real timeout. Okay. Unrestricted life cycle is the life cycle. I mean, uh, reconnect again after 1440. Okay, and you can click here is mean it's no need to reconnect again after this minute. Okay, and next here is service that you need to choose to what is purpose. Here the purpose, my purpose here is like the network extension to use the VPN access the resource in internal using here in internet user access through the SSL VPN. Okay, and select the network extension, and you can select the host check, but and not here, not required. Here is the IP address after you connect the SSL VPN. It's where it gives this IP address for your client. So I'm choosing once 992.168 50 1 and 192.168.82 254. Okay, and slash 24. Yes, a routing mode, and you choose the split routing mode and a full routing mode. You can read more on the Huawei document. After that, you configure it already, and good job. Okay, so far so good. And go to the next mode. Here is the permission. Okay, here the list of the authorized role. Click the add here the default, but I'm not create the user and add the users to the default group. So I need to add the new, for example, for STL testing. Okay, associate a user group. You can select here and choose your group that you create. Okay, testing. Okay. And group one, if you select the testing is in instant and touch auto in group one. If you have the group in under, you have the group two, group three under the testing group, it will select all. But I want to specify the group one only. So and click the group one and click OK. Here the check host check policy pass condition. Okay, click OK. After you add the list of the authorized role, after you add already, it will automatically have the user or group list as well. So you can add a specific user. You can add a specific user, something like this. You can add here and name. Okay, name add a user one specific. Um, what what is your username? Testing group one, and you yeah, user one. Yeah, here testing user one at testing authentication domain. You can specify like this, but how to do this? I want to all the user under the group one and group one under the testing authentication domain can authentication to access SSL to access the resource. Okay, after you configure everything is good, so finish. Okay. Oh, I'm forgot to mention here. Oh, okay. I forgot to mention, but I will here. When you configure the SSL VPN, you need to allow the policy as well. So go to the policy, and here you need to add. Okay, for example, you say something like this: SSL VPN, SSL VPN and client to server. Okay, client to server, and here the secure policy group if you create, but is a tag that you can create the new one for the tag, something like that, and etc. So I have the create one. I can click like this. So what is a source zone and destination zone? The source zone it means where is connects to the firewall. So it's mean the you allow the public to connect your as a VPN. So you need to address. Address is the it's mean the outside. Destination is mean go to inside. So destination is local. Okay? Local. Destination is local. You can specific source IP source address. For example, what is the public IP that's client access? You can specify like this to prevent the all the IP address can access to your SLVPN. Okay, and destination as well. You want to specify, but and here I'm not going to specify here. A user you can add. Okay, and add user here and access mode device. What is only PC, mobile, and something like that. And service, what service? Okay, as we allow the port 999. Sorry, at what's the port at the moment? I'm forgetting. Okay, so at here I'm not this specific here. I allows any. So, but you when you configure SLVPN, you need to send I mean the outside to the local and outside to the trust, right? Because um example why you need to policy in the Huawei firewall it have a special zone is a local, right? So I mean here is the firewall and internet is internet, right? It is the uh, LAN in the trust zone. So I source zone is address. It means the outside in the internet can access to access the SSL VPN to my firewall, and firewall is the local, okay, local address. Trust. And here is address or a DMZ zone. Okay. Okay. Here is address to local. It means you can access the address to the local after you connect it. You can ping only the gateway of the firewall, but you cannot access to the internal uh, intranet host. So we need to add one more zone. You can select a multiple. You can already select it. Just me. Okay. Okay. So uh, trust one more and click OK, and click after you review your configuration and everything is fine, you can action is permit and OK. Okay, I'm not config because I have already config this policy as I show you here. Untrust to the local, untrust to the trust. Okay, and action permit and click OK. So now it's the time that the more connect to your SSL VPN. Okay, I'm using a SQL client to connect to SSL VPN and click finish. I'm sorry, forget to the change the to and don't forget to specify your public IP there, and you click the select. Okay, yeah, please enter the confidential user one and the password and already log in. Okay. Okay, connection successful. Okay, after that you can open the command prompt to see you have the one IP address that we create the SL VPN. You can IP here you see adapters one and the IP address 150.1. Okay, here's a local Wi-Fi for the Wi-Fi. Okay, so now I want to test the ping to the resource in the intranet. Okay, and then yeah, I ping to the IP in the local. It is on 2 and 41 and something like this. Okay, you see, I can pinch ball and reach ball to the destination. So no, sorry. Okay, here you can see I can ping about to the host in the LAN or host in the this subnet, So that I mentioned here in the policy that add the answers to the local if I unselect trust, I select only local that I told you at the moment. If I do this, I cannot come into this hole, right? You can ping only local because permission is set to only local and trust to local. You don't have permission to untrust to the trust. So at here, need to if you want to allow the SL can access the all in the those subnet, you need to add trust. Uh, and click OK and OK and click you. Okay. Okay. So as that's all. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you think this video is helpful to you, like and comment and thumb up and share this video to your friend and yeah, whatever you think to it. If you like this video, and see you guys in the next time. Okay, peace out.